Alright, I'm say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shemel Shai, Hashem God Kadash. I give double honor to apostles, elders, and teachers, great male son for my learning the truth. I say shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel. I'm gonna start here, James 5 and 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and you shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered to the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. And when I ask Son of America, you have, one thing I want to mention is that, going to that verse 4. Mainly 3 and 4. When you go into the word cankered, it means corrupted. Corrupted, polluted. And also going to verse 4, the hire of the laborers who kept back. Once again, going into mainly the Israelites. How did America get how was this industrial growth of how was the growth of America expedited? By slavery, and even to this day, when you have back then our people would get pretty much Esau got free labor off of our people, and now cheap labor, but going back into verse 3, your riches, your Esau's entire rulership is polluted, because one of the main reasons why it's polluted is because he acquired everything through blood and wickedness. And I think it's in Numbers 35 and 33. 33 and 35, one or the other. 35 and 33. Numbers 35 and 33. So you shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood is the father of the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. And Esau's entire rulership is polluted by blood, because once again, the scriptures talk about how Esau ruled by the sword. His blessing was a sword. He ruled by the sword, and even to this day, you can see this nigga ruling by the force of his weaponry, his military might. At one point, the earth, in history, the entire earth feared America. Why? Because of its military might, because of Esau's sword. There's another scripture goes into how the ear of the Lord is open to the cries of the saints or the righteous, or something like that. Not only that, but also in their own way, you have 2/3 of our people crying to the Lord too. Now they're evil and they're wicked, but even in their spirit, they're crying to the Lord, because everybody on this bitch is suffering, especially the Israelites as a whole, You have lived in pleasure on earth and been wanton, have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. And that's how, once again, not once again, but you go into the way that these Edomites live their life, whether it be a middle class Edomite or a upper class Edomite, one of the 10% or the 1% or whatnot. You go into the way they live their life, and how their wealth is passed on through their families and whatnot. They've been, living in pleasure, especially when you go into the caveman with scepters, niggas, the banking family niggas who don't have to work, who don't have to worry about the same type of things that the average person worries about, who has so much money that, money is no longer a concern to them. You know, they may see something like an expensive watch and they'll just buy it without asking the price. That's how much money they have. You know, that's, and like once again, they live, these cavemen with scepters live in pleasure. But all that money, all those riches, you know, all of the wealth, not only, physical money, but the gold, the silver, literal gold and silver that they have, jewels that they have, um, that mansion, that estate, that land, it's all polluted because they acquired all of it by blood. And not just blood by anybody, but blood of the Israelites, which is, the main reason, one of the main reasons why they're gonna why you see harsh judgments coming upon America, you know, because you did put your hands on the wrong people. As fucked up and as wicked as our people are, our people are still the Lord's chosen people. You know, like what? You put your hands on the wrong people. I think it was in First Samuel, but Philistines took the Ark of the Covenant after they kicked our ass. I forgot, specifics, but they took Ark of the Covenant after they kicked our ass, and they took, I think it was 5 of our cities, and the Lord, He gave all of them. I think it was everybody, all the Philistines that were residing within the, was it they were residing? No, I'm not sure, but He gave the Philistines hemorrhoids. He gave an entire nation of people hemorrhoids, and if you don't know what hemorrhoids is, look that up. Painful looking shit. But He gave them hemorrhoids. There's many different accounts of different nations putting their hands on the Lord's people, and the Lord pretty much putting a foot up their ass. Once again, like Egypt is another example. You you read about the hell that He gave those niggas, but you think about it, just think about the fact that He gave an entire nation of people hemorrhoids. You know. But that's just backing up the point that you Edomites have put your hands on the wrong people. What was that scripture? Is it because translate it? Yeah, that was it. That was it. Well, yeah, watch my shot. That was it. Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And you can't have a nation of people go around and not just kicking everybody's ass, but torturing everybody, and founding their kingdom, their empire off of blood. And you can't have that same nation of people continue to rule. Because it's in the scriptures. Scriptures talk about righteousness and wickedness, and recompensing both of those in their due measure unto those who deserve them. And to allow to allow a nigga like Esau to continue a kingdom, that's a unrighteous kingdom. A righteous power would not allow that to happen. in the scripture here, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people into another. So what? You saw it, America is not going to continue to to thrive, and you see that. And you've been seeing America get hitting hiccups, and like all these shootings and all this shit going on, yet it's still continuing to daily business as usual. But with every different event, America's becoming more and more divided. You have Edomites, pretty much there were some Edomites that said that if you don't stand to anybody, I think they were talking military and police, but that's just a general thing that Esau is believing. If you don't stand for the American Constitution, then we're against you. So America's divided. That's another sign of the collapse of a nation. The breaking down of the moral structure, relationships, family, all that shit. No abundance of promiscuity. All that shit is the contribution of the collapse of a country, and all those things are happening to America. So once again, it's not as if America is going to keep moving forward. Not only that, but your own leaders, want to kill the majority of you people. Once again, a nation divided against itself, and not just the nation of America, but the nation of Esau. Because those Russians, they're Edomites. Not only is America going down, but Esau rulership as a whole is going down. Because those Russians don't like Americans, they're Edomites. So you have the British who don't like Americans, they're Edomites. Everybody knows that America was founded off of blood, whether it be what's the name of that shit? I forgot. Damn, that was a while since I went into that. But whether it was when you had the I think it was the 13 colonies that detached from Britain, because that was a battle in and of itself. They had a battle, or whether it was when you Edomites came over here, slaughtered the Native American Indians, slaughtered the Latin tribes, and brought the Judites over here into slavery, not only over here in America, but shipped our people all over the world into slavery. It was founded off of blood. No matter where you go, there's blood everywhere. It's Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Verse 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms, the well-favored harlot, that's talking about America, mistress of witchcraft, which is, again, America. When you go into